The Bugatti CEO just broke his silence. After weeks of Mat Armstrong and FXAlexG publicly calling out Bugatti for blacklisting the crashed Chiron, Rimac finally responded with a 10-minute video explaining why Bugatti refuses to sell parts. His main argument: safety. Those headlights everyone says cost $150,000? Actually $25,000 each, he claims.
There's just so much information out there that's simply not true. All the prices you hear about Bugatti service and so on, it's rumors.
The car has hidden structural damage nobody can see. Independent garages can't properly calibrate airbags for 400 km/h crashes. But then FXAlexG dropped 2 comments that completely undermined Rimac's argument. Now this rebuild has become bigger than just fixing one crashed Chiron. It's about whether manufacturers can use safety as an excuse to block all independent repairs. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button. Rimac posted his video addressing the Chiron rebuild controversy. His first claim shocked everyone. Those £150,000 headlights Matt mentioned. Rimac says that's false. They're actually $25,000 per headlight, $50,000 for the pair. He explained that developing headlights for a hypercar costs tens of millions in engineering, and with such limited production, high component costs are inevitable. Then Rimac explained why Bugatti won't support Mat's rebuild. The Chiron has hidden structural damage to the monocoque underneath that isn't visible from outside. The gearbox housing is broken. Properly repairing a car designed to exceed 400 km/h requires factory facilities that independent garages simply don't have. Rimac's core argument centered on safety. Airbags are specifically calibrated for the Chiron's crash dynamics. Using parts that physically fit but weren't engineered for this exact application could be dangerous. He showed footage of Bugatti's crash testing facilities and the iterations required to calibrate airbag systems. His conclusion was firm. Bugatti made what he called a fair offer to repair the car. FXAlexG chose independent repair to make clicks for social media. Rimac said he respects Mat Armstrong, but believes supporting this rebuild isn't safe or appropriate for the brand. The video seemed reasonable on the surface, a CEO explaining safety concerns, protecting customers, and maintaining brand integrity. But then FXAlexG responded. His 2 comments completely dismantled Rimac's argument. 21 hours after Rimac posted his video, FXAlexG dropped his first comment. "Okay, so can you sell us headlights, please? It has nothing to do with safety." This one sentence exposed the fundamental flaw. Headlights are not safety critical. They don't require splitting the car in half or specialized factory equipment. Any competent technician can install them correctly. If safety is the concern, Bugatti should sell non-safety critical parts like headlights, while refusing safety-critical components like airbags or structural pieces. Their blanket refusal reveals this isn't about safety, it's about control. The comment got over 4,000 likes immediately. It reflected what everyone watching Rimac's video was thinking. The safety argument collapses when simple, non-critical components are blocked. Then, FXAlexG's second comment went even further. "Can I get an allocation for the tourbillon, since it's not built with other car parts?" Rimac specifically mentioned the tourbillon has 0 parts shared with other vehicles. FXAlexG flipped that into a direct challenge. If the tourbillon is pure Bugatti engineering, and FXAlexG clearly showed he's a serious collector willing to spend nearly $2 million to buy back his crashed Chiron, why can't he get an allocation for Bugatti's newest hypercar? This exposes Bugatti's arbitrary gatekeeping. They use parts commonality as justification to refuse repair support while denying allocations to customers who don't comply with corporate preferences. FXAlexG bought his Chiron Sport brand new, paid full price, and yet Bugatti won't support his repair or allocate him future vehicles. The comment got over 2,000 likes, showing FXAlexG isn't intimidated by corporate pressure. He's calling out the hypocrisy directly and publicly. Rimac's public explanation and FXAlexG's response have completely shifted what this rebuild represents. Initially, it was another ambitious Mat Armstrong project. Buy a crashed exotic, document the rebuild, prove it can be done. The usual formula that works for Lamborghinis, Ferraris, McLarens, and the G-Wagon. Now it's symbolic of something bigger. It's not just fixing one crashed Chiron anymore. It's about whether manufacturers can use safety as blanket justification to block independent repairs, even for components unrelated to safety. The Bugatti CEO has publicly stated why this rebuild shouldn't happen. FXAlexG has made it clear he won't back down. The automotive community is overwhelmingly supporting Mat and FXAlexG's position. This has become a public battle between manufacturer control and ownership rights. Here's what makes Mat's approach different. He's not restoring the Chiron to perfect factory specifications. That's impossible without Bugatti cooperation. He's proving that independent hypercar rebuilds are viable even when manufacturers refuse support. Without Bugatti selling parts, Mat must fabricate and source almost everything. The front aluminum structure needs complete custom reconstruction. The horseshoe shape is iconic Bugatti design, and replicating it to handle 1600 horsepower requires serious metalwork expertise. The 4 damaged radiators aren't generic. They're shaped specifically for the Chiron's packaging. Mat needs custom cores or complete fabrication. Carbon fiber body panels require specialist composite repair or aftermarket replacements since Bugatti won't sell them. Even the headlights, at Rimac's corrected price of $50,000 for the pair, are too expensive for an independent rebuild. Mat needs aftermarket or custom solutions Bugatti will never approve. Transmission fault codes that won't clear suggest internal damage. If the gearbox needs rebuilding, that's another impossible challenge without Bugatti's help. Mat even asked his community for assistance before the project was revealed publicly. He needs anyone with Bugatti connections, former technicians, or specialists who can provide knowledge or parts that official channels won't. Mat's Chiron rebuild goes far beyond one car or manufacturer. It's about the future of exotic car ownership. Do buyers truly own their vehicles, or are they permanently controlled by manufacturers through parts monopolies? Bugatti's position that they can refuse all parts for safety reasons could become a model for other manufacturers. If it works for Bugatti, why wouldn't Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren, and Pagani do the same? They could blacklist any crashed car, refuse all parts, and force owners into factory repairs at any price. Mat's rebuild is the counter-argument. Skilled independent builders can repair these cars safely without manufacturer permission if given access to parts and technical information. Bugatti is making that access impossible, forcing Mat to prove this can be done through fabrication and alternative sourcing alone. Every part Mat successfully sources independently proves that hypercar repair is viable. Every fabricated component that works undermines Bugatti's claim that only factory resources can handle repairs. Every point where he struggles validates Rimac's safety concerns, but only partially. The overall project shows that even with obstacles, independent repair can succeed. The Bugatti CEO has publicly explained why they won't help. FXAlexG has publicly rejected that explanation. The rebuild continues regardless. Parts will be sourced through channels Bugatti can't control. Fabrication will happen at CV Customs instead of Bugatti facilities in France. Every challenge, setback, and creative solution will be documented. Solutions that would not exist if Bugatti had simply sold parts. Whether this rebuild succeeds or fails, the automotive world is watching. Bugatti wants this to fail to validate their position. Mat and FXAlexG need it to succeed to prove manufacturer control isn't absolute. The stakes have never been higher. This isn't just about one crashed Chiron. It's about the future of car ownership at the highest level. And Mat Armstrong is right in the middle, trying to rebuild a car that the manufacturer desperately wants to stay broken. Subscribe and turn on notifications. See you in the next one.